I'm going to take the next few minutes and answer some viewer and student questions. Is your question one of them that's going to be answered? Stay tuned and find out. Hi, I'm Tony Cecchine and welcome to the channel. You know what I'd like to do is maybe once a week or whenever, just answer a lot of questions that I get from people publicly, as long as they're not private questions. And, you know, I've been teaching online for over 25 years now. It's amazing to me. It's like almost half my life. And through the years, I've gotten thousands of questions, and they continue to come in. So I'm going to share some of them, through these videos every now and then. Like I said, I'll probably shoot for once a week or something. Who knows? Totally unscripted. I'll just print them out and read them. So here we go. Tony, who was the strongest man you ever met? That is a very great question. And, straight out, Stanley Rodvon, my coach. Unbelievable. To this day, I've never met anybody who had his grip strength. When I got to know him personally, he was already like around 70, right? So I saw him way after his prime. I can't fathom what he was like in his 20s and 30s. But like a musician who, like, you really never know what this musician is really capable of if they really cut loose. That's the kind of impression he always gave. You know, I don't know what he was truly capable of. Crazy stuff. He was unbelievably strong. And probably in an upcoming podcast that I do with Nico and Joe, we'll delve into that and other personalities that I've met through the years. So, you know, like I always say, subscribe, hit the like button, and ring that bell. Well, you got to do that so you can get updated when these things come out. But yeah, for sure, he was one of the guys, and there were a few others. Another guy I got to meet in Cleveland was a gentleman named Howard Pretzel, Mr. 1000, and he literally lifted 1 million pounds in one day in repetition lifts. Many years ago, another strong man did that and actually died, I don't know, that day or shortly thereafter, I don't recall. But anybody who can lift 1 million pounds in one day, yeah, you're one of the strongest men in the world. And he was a very nice guy. You know, we just sat around at the restaurant and talked. I was a teenager, and it was thrilling. He actually gave me a copy of a newspaper that he was in, an article, and he autographed it. Of course, sadly, I've lost that through the years, but man, I'll never forget meeting him. So he was another one that was on my list. Another unbelievably strong man in Cleveland was Vince Anello, who I believe at that point in the 70s was the strongest deadlifter in the world. The guy was pulling incredible amounts of weight. And if I recall, I should have looked this up, but if I recall, he was under 200. Like, I think he lifted at 198 or something, maybe even lighter than that. But he was incredible. And, of course, being an Italian, hey, okay, that's all cool too. But yeah, he was immensely strong. Don't know what happened to him. Never was a friend, or just met him once, just saw him, and wow, that's pretty strong. I'll tell you, somebody that some of you guys know or seen is Brian Klaus, who's on my Snap No Tap videos and was a student of mine. And when it comes to powerlifting, the guy was incredible. National champion, set records. He was, and probably still is, if he's still competitively lifting, a unbelievably strong guy and unbelievably knowledgeable and just nice as can be. Very, very, very strong guy. There's no doubt about it. And the first time I met him, because I was talking to him on the phone, he joined my Tri-C program because he didn't live locally. And so we talked on the phone, blah, blah, blah. But boy, the first time he showed up at my gym, he had a couple people with him. I'm like, hey, wow, big guy. But you know what? He's aces, man. Aces. So I can't say enough about him. And yeah, Brian Klaus, incredibly strong. Well, my best buddy, rest in peace, Kevin King, he was everything to me. We just did a recent, we talked about him in a podcast, and, I'll talk about him in depth in another podcast coming up, I'm sure. But for his age group, I trained him, and he had the heart and soul and became Illinois and Missouri state bench press champ. And his curls were good. See, him and I, we focused on our arm strength, and his arm curls were like, brutal. And he had a good grip too. I mean, not like nowhere near Rod Bonds or anything, but yeah, he was incredibly strong. And I miss him dearly. And you stick around, you'll hear a lot of stories about Kevin. He was one of a kind. Gosh, I've met a lot of great athletes through the years, but those are the guys that really stick out. I'm sorry if I missed anybody, don't mean any offense, but these are the guys that, really just boom. I've met other people who aren't lifters that just had natural strength through the years, but they're not celebrities or anything like that. But yeah, I've just been attracted to strength, and oh yeah, met a lot of great ones. Okay, let me go on to another question now. Coach, how important is diet in one's training? Man, you hit a home run with that question too. Diet is the foundation of everything. I don't believe anything is more important than diet as far as that goes. And diet can be to gain weight, to lose weight, to maintain weight, to get energy, to get size. Diet is an umbrella term, really. A lot of people, to them, diet means to lose weight, but no. And I can tell you firsthand, because when I started, I was a skinny little kid. So through the years, my body developed, and even when I was an adult, 18, I wasn't, when I graduated high school, I was 178 pounds. Solid, fast, lean, but, not the 220 or the 225 that you guys are used to seeing. That took time for my body to develop that later on in life. So I bring that up because I can tell you how my body felt through a wide range of different weights, body weight. So diet is really important, and I don't like to give a blanket diet, okay? That's dangerous. I feel that everyone should get checked out by a nutritionist and a doctor, and make sure that you don't have any underlying issues. You don't have any food allergies, or just like lactose intolerant or what have you. But really, you want to get on a balanced diet that's going to meet your needs. If you're lacking in protein, or you want to build some size and put on a little mass, okay, then we're looking at maybe more protein oriented. If you're looking at cutting, or you need a little bit more energy, well, then you gotta look at maybe the carbohydrate way. But the key about diet is you have to remember that it is fuel. It is what's going to get your body going, right? And also, it's what's going to help bring your body down at night where you can get rest. For some people, like drinking coffee or any kind of caffeinated drink before bed, and that's part of your diet. What liquids as well as solid food is all part of your diet. That can keep you up at night, right? So you have to find out what your body needs are, and then talk to your coach, or as I said, if your coach isn't knowledgeable enough, get a nutritionist. This is nothing to play with. This is something that's really important. So diet, I cannot overemphasize the importance of having a proper diet for your training. Well, let's go for one more question here. How many days a week? We'll do this one. How many days a week should I work out? Okay, so I always tell everybody there's two approaches, the blank check approach and the real world approach. The blank check is like in a perfect world where you have nothing else to do but work out. Yeah, you have a little more time. And in the real world, we're sometimes scrounging around to get the time to work out. But, 5 days a week, maybe 6. I know that a lot of people get very enthusiastic, but you don't want to burn out. And your body and your mind does need a rest. So I would say for sure, try to work out 5 days a week doing something, okay? This is just an overall thing. I'm not talking about lifting weights bench pressing 5 days a week, let's say, or whatever. No, I'm just saying totally your workouts. If you can plug it in for 5 days a week minimum, I mean, I really mean that. The option is 5 or 6 days. You're not really going to get ahead messing around 1 or 2 days a week. Yeah, might get lucky at 3 days a week, but you're not going to get to the world-class level unless you make this like a job, right? So try to shoot for 5 days a week. Once again, you have to look at your body. Everybody's body is a little bit different. To piggyback on that diet, when you're lighter, at least for me, I'll speak for me. When you're lighter, you can rebound a little bit better. When you're a little bit heavier, you start to get sluggish. You got to watch your joints. You got to watch your muscles. So a lot of it too depends on how much output you're giving to during the workouts. If you're working out 15, 20 minutes a day, well, you can go. You can add days to the week. 5 days a week is certainly not enough. So a lot of it boils down to how many hours and how much productivity you're getting. It's really productivity. For me, I would work out 3-4 hours a day on average, splitting between techniques and strength and cardio, maybe even sometimes more. It would depend. And I varied things. If I'm doing a lot of road work, then I'm not going to spar, vice versa, things like that. So it's got to become balanced. But yeah, I still stick by saying shoot for 5 days a week. Well, I have more questions on this sheet, but I don't want this video to be too long, so we'll save them for another time. But anyway, if any of you have questions, email at catchrussell.com. That's where I'm at. Or get a hold of Joe Cardinal, who handles the YouTube channel. As always, hit the like and subscribe button and ring that bell so you can get the notifications every time we release a new video. So outside of that, guys, it was nice spending time with you, and I'll see you real soon.